Welcome to the 20 Podcast, bringing you interviews with the best DJs, producers, and music industry professionals from around the globe. I'm your host, DJ Spider. Hello. You guys, this podcast is brought to you by Beatsource. That's right, Beatsource streaming. That's what we're calling it. That's what we're using. That's what we're loving. I've been getting more and more positive response to it. People are starting to open up and utilize the streaming. It's really dope. You guys are going to love it. Okay, we are the basically only music service for open format DJs that allow you to DJ from the cloud. We got offline locker mode. We got VIP crates. We got crates made by expert curators. So anything you know about or don't know about, you can have a great crate of music to play with. It's incredible. It's something you're going to love. Go try it out. Get a free trial. Let me know what you think. Thank you guys for the support. I'm DJ Spider. You can find me on Instagram at DJSPIDER. You guys are always sending me messages and being encouraging. And, I couldn't do this without you guys. We're a family here. So thank you, Beat Sorcerers, and everyone who listens to the 20 Podcast. And that leads us to today's show, you guys. Today, this might be one of my favorite episodes yet, guys. This was a fun damn show to record. We just finished, and my sides are hurting from laughing. Okay, it was really fun. Our guest today is a young legend in the game. I don't use that terminology loosely, okay? I really think he is. He's insanely talented. He's hilarious. He's respected by the biggest and the best in the DJ and the music world. And he does all that while somehow remaining a genuine and humble person that is himself. As crazy and silly as he is online, he's an amazing dude. And you could see that through all that. He's done songs with, the lists are good, go on forever. I'll name a few of them. Diplo, Skrillex, Calvin Harris, DJ Snake, Brandon Urie from Panic at the Disco. So much more. I have probably 1,000 songs from my Serato, but going through his stuff on Spotify, I was shocked at stuff I didn't even know, and I thought I knew all this stuff. He can produce any kind of genre. He's so talented. His stuff is great. This man has got alter egos that are almost as famous as him, okay? He could sell out shows with his alter ego. It doesn't even just have to be him. He isn't afraid to troll an audience and even play some fart sounds as a drop. Might be getting some clues to who this is. He travels the globe DJing festivals, clubs, literally all over the place. He has a massive, long-running residency in Las Vegas at the Wynn and Encore. He has an amazing new album coming out December 1st that we discuss on here, and I have already heard, and I was very impressed and love it. He throws huge 3-day takeover events in LA. Who can do that? We talk about that on this. He makes the funniest videos ever, and I have been able to see his incredible career literally since day one, even since day zero, which you'll hear why on this episode. So I couldn't be more happy to see someone's success because it is truly well-deserved. So get ready for a fun-ass episode with Dillon Francis. Please, welcome to the show, Dillon Francis.
Thank you.
Yes. He's amazing. Thank you.
Dude, this is very amazing.
It is.
If people don't know, I've known you for so long. Gotta be since, what, like 2009 or 8?
Yes.
Something like that?
It has to be before 2010 for sure, right?
People that don't know, I used to go and just watch Spider DJ everywhere. And because I used to work at Drees here, and I used to run the sound, pseudo run the sound.
Yes.
And basically open the night for every DJ that would come through. And Spider was one of the nicest dudes that came through. And I had known Ruckus, DJ Ruckus, who I had toured with a little bit.
Yeah.
But we became friends. And then I was just like this insane, I just loved music and was just running around LA nonstop in my Ford Focus station wagon that beeped when you backed up. Not because it was telling you that you were going to back up into something, but because an old lady used to own it and I had to buy it from her.
She installed
she installed a beeper and I could never get it taken out because I just didn't have enough money. But I remember I would always go to his shows just to watch him scratch. If you haven't seen this man live, you have to. Still one of the best DJs ever.
I mean, you're making me blush. Thank
you. You, Ruckus, AM, and I'm trying to think of like who else is like on my list of like watching people that are able to cut records in together that wouldn't normally fit.
Yeah.
Like you guys are of like this different ilk of DJing that I've never been able to do, but always I'm like, that's fucking amazing.
Oh, thank you. And you are pretty damn good at that too. I mean, I've seen you.
No. I remember my friend used to tell me that like I would like try to scratch and I would make the weirdest face of just like.
There's definitely a scratch face. I hate watching that back. I'm like, oh God. It's almost like you're mouthing it. You're like thinking it so hard. You're like, yeah.
Why would you?
Yeah. Well, thank you. Yes, I remember being next to you at Drees, and I'm like, this guy's super nice too. He seems cool. And I'd be scratching, and you were like, how do you do that one scratch? It was like, it was like some chirp scratch.
So good.
And then you were like, I make beats too, or I produce, and you're like, I want to record that scratch and try to like make a dubstep song out of it or something. And I was like, I have a studio on Highland and Fountain, and you're like, I'll come over. And I actually remember you came over, brought your computer, and I had no, everybody says, yo, I make beats. You know what I mean? I had no idea what I was going to hear from you. And I remember, I think I could have this wrong, but that like bingo players or something had just come out, or something with a horn.
Yes.
That was like, or something.
Yeah.
And you were like, I can flip that into like a dubstep song or something.
Oh, yeah.
And you came over and you like, were like, let me go in this room. And you went in like a room away, like another room or something. And then you came out like 1 minute later. No, but like quickly. And you were like, listen to this. And it was already like the dopest thing. I'm like, how the hell did this guy do this? And I'm like, yo, you don't even have any like a keyboard or anything. You're like, no, I just use the keyboard on the computer, like AWSD, and I'm like, what the fuck? And then you showed me, you're like, yeah, I got this synth on here. And I'm like, wah, 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 wah. And I'm like, holy shit, like this dude is really talented. Like he's not on some like I just make beats, So
thank you, man.
I feel like that was the moment I was like, oh shit, like he knows what's up. And
I forgot about that remix. I can't believe I made it there.
I have it in my computer.
No way.
I'm pretty sure.
I remember that one though.
Yeah, I have. I was telling you, I went through and I typed Dillon Francis and like
Spider has all my old.
I mean,
really
like look
bad
at
records.
if I scroll. First of all, this is by what? Added.
Yeah.
It goes 2009.
Oh my God.
And my computer might have had to be reset, so I don't even know if that's the first one really, but oh, it's like fucking locked up. But yeah 2009 because they're so bad it's dying. And then look how fucking many there are. I have this many songs by you. I don't know why, but
oh my God. Yeah, you got some really like bad dubstep songs for me.
Oh my God. I listened through a lot of them last
They're
night.
So bad.
But I also was making a crate last night of ones that are really old and really good.
Oh, thank you.
So
I'm glad that there's a good crate.
Yo, this is how many I got from like, these are like, over 10 years old, some of these, and they're really good. And I still play them. Like even When I Dip, that was like, that might have been the one.
It. That was it.
Yeah.
That's so
I
crazy.
have it in there.
Damn.
But yeah, I remember that. And oh my God, I know. And then we would see each other at Drees, and I would always think, why is this guy here? Like he's gonna be
money, dude.
I know. Well, we all did. But like I was like, he's very talented, like something's going to happen. And I remember you were also just one of those people that knew how to like talk to people and work hard.
Yeah.
And you had met Stretch Armstrong and he was like supporting your music and was like, I can help you out. And
he's the one that got my song to Diplo.
Right. I remember. And then I remember I think you came over to the studio one day and you were like, Diplo heard my song. And you were like, kind of like, I don't know, I'm trying to figure out what to do and Stretch and this and that. And I'm like, this is all meant to be. This is going to happen. I just felt so good for you.
That's so crazy.
Yeah.
No, that's awesome that you thought that about me. Cause I think I was just like hustling so hard at the time. I just like, didn't think anything of it. I was just having such a good time running around.
I mean, I don't know if I don't know how much you want to talk about the Drees stuff or not,
dude,
but
we can go in.
Do you remember, you quit, right?
Yeah.
And you quit in the middle of the night, right? Okay, so because I have a memory of all of this happening, but then part of me, when something's over 10 years old, I'm like, am I making this up?
Yeah.
But like, I remember we would DJ Drees on the roof.
Yeah.
And we'd be in that crazy booth and you'd be next to me.
Yep.
And I remember the other person that I felt like did your job was the guy from Yellow Card, right?
Yeah. Well, no, he came in after I quit.
Right, he came in after you quit. And now he's like back on tour and doing the When We Were Young tour and shit, you know? But so we would do that upstairs, but there was like a private room downstairs. That was like the VIP. Like people are coming in and you'd go in there and they were like, you know, Marilyn Manson is here with Swedish House Mafia and like the guy from the Lakers, or, you know, it would be like the weird combination of people that weren't supposed to be together in a tiny room, like not much bigger than this.
The classic LA, like where you're like, what the fuck is going on?
Right. Like,
why are these people hanging out?
Yeah. These people know who each other are. Or do they? And, you know, and there's just like models everywhere and you don't know what you're supposed to look at. And you can't take, luckily there was no like phone pictures at the time. I don't think there was, you know,
nothing.
We were like in flip
I think Twitter
mode.
Still just had, it was just status updates.
Yeah. There was no,
Facebook.
There was no real social media that much. Yeah. You would tweet.
The Cobra Snake was the only social media we had.
Right. And in that room, you couldn't do anything. And they were all stressed out. And my booth was absolutely tiny, like the smallest thing ever. And they would have you or whoever was doing that job, like kind of be on the side.
Yeah.
And it was so stressful. And I remember that night, you know, they wouldn't always talk to us very nicely. No. And it was very demanding. This needs to happen. This isn't going right. You know, this is happening. And I have a memory, I think, of you just going, fuck this shit, or like, fuck you to the person and just walking out.
I said, fuck you, I quit.
Yes.
What happened was...
It was like a movie.
That's so funny that you remember that, because that's exactly the story.
Because I had to do the rest of the night. You were gone. I stayed there.
So the guy put his hands on me and like... wasn't aggressive shaking, but it was enough where it was like, this is not the right environment that I want to be in.
Right.
And he was like, you need to turn the fucking lights on. And I was like, that's not my fucking job. Fuck you, I quit. And because it was just like,
so satisfying.
Dude, like what you're saying was just like, it was such chaos.
Yeah. It was
that
so chaotic.
No one knew what was happening. And and I think it just, my time had run there.
It was perfect. It was just so perfect. So yeah, I remember that. And then you blew the fuck up after that, basically, you know? I mean, I feel like that's when a lot of things just also, it was coming together already.
Yeah.
And that was like the moment. And then I remember, you know, then I went from, that's how I got my residency at the Wynn, because the Waits brothers were running that spot. And so Jesse Waits was like, hey man, come to Vegas and do Trist and Excess. And so I came out there and I did one night and they're like, we want you here every week. And I was like, oh shit. Okay. So I'm there every week. And then I remember after a while, like they started bringing in EDM stuff. Because I remember in the beginning having like, I would sit down at these meetings and some of those people that are high up now were just like a VIP host. And they'd be like, have you heard of this guy, you know, Calvin Harris or Afrojack?
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, I've heard of him. You know, like, well, they want to bring him in, but they want $25,000, and like, we'll never pay anyone that much. And I was like, we were at dinner. It's like, and I was like, yeah, man, that's crazy. You know, fast forward to like paying David Guetta like $440,000 like to DJ in the morning, and then another.
Didn't Calvin get like the biggest deal in Vegas?
Probably. I mean, I remember even a year later them being like, we paid Cascade for this Halloween party. Like
now they're gloating about it.
Yeah,
we're never gonna do it. Actually, we're gonna promote that we paid so much.
Yeah, I was like, how the fuck are you doing that? But they're like, oh, it's nothing. We already made the money back on the tickets. You know, we're gonna make $1 million on the bar. And I was like, oh my god. So
I mean, drinking.
They realized after a while that it was worth it.
Yeah,
but then I remember them, you know, mentioning your name, and I'm like, obviously, he's incredible.
You remember Shecky, right?
Yeah, I talk to him almost every day.
Fucking love that dude.
Best
dude ever.
Yeah,
he was the one that helped me like get my set right for Vegas. I remember I went in and I played. The first time I ever played Vegas, I started playing Moombahton, I think halfway through, maybe not even halfway through, probably like 45 minutes in.
Yeah,
bro, I cleared the dance floor so fucking fast.
Yeah,
and kind of got them back around at the end, but it was like, it was bad.
Right.
And I remember asking Shecky afterwards, and I was like, yo, like, let me know any constructive crit. I like, clearly that was the wrong thing. And he was like, yeah, don't play any of your music here. And I was like, and he's like, no offense, I love it. I fucking love it all. But Vegas is not ready for down tempo stuff right now. When they are, you'll know, but it's just not right now. And just like get some more hip hop edits and blah blah blah. And it was like the best advice ever because now I've been at Win for like 10 years.
Oh my God, you're like the king. You and Diplo are like
we're
ultimate.
like we're the cockroaches that can't get kicked out.
Aren't you there tonight with him?
Yeah.
I saw the flyer right before I was coming. I was like, oh shit. Yeah, you guys are the cockroaches there. No, I'm sure that's how they refer to you.
They do. It's fine. We are
the highest paid cockroaches at the Win. No, I mean, but I remember like, yeah, well, first of all, Shecky, he's the king. You know, he helped AM get, I mean, he probably negotiated like the first $1 million deal in Vegas, you know, for DJ AM at Pure Las Vegas. And then we went over to Win at Rain. And he just has a good understanding. Same thing with me. He'd be like, people only remember the beginning of your set and then maybe the end. But he's like, because I remember they had me do Intrigue, like when they switched Trist and
oh, dude, I loved Intrigue.
Yeah, and he was like, and because in the beginning they didn't know what to do. They're like, we want maybe what you were doing, open format, and then eventually they went away
back
from
to
it.
EDM.
But yeah, they were like, he's like, you know, just concentrate on the beginning of your set only, you know, and he always has good advice.
Trist was so fun.
Trist was the best.
Trist was fucking awesome.
With that waterfall behind you and like. So much fun.
That is one of the best like vibe clubs. It sucks that it's. I mean, it is cool. I played like you can do some private parties there. But yeah, Trist like
you can do private parties at Intrigue. You mean? Yeah, and
I
they still have that vinyl room.
Yeah, which is
there.
really sick.
Yeah, but I mean, it's you know, I mean, I've seen you there, and like you were saying with how I was DJing and Ruckus and all of them, and thank you, but I've seen you at XS, and you have that, I mean, probably since the time you talked to Shecky, you've learned, but you have that thing where I don't know how to describe it. It's like you have the open format sensibility and the skill, but you know how to play your own music now. You have so much stuff that kills it that everybody knows, but as well as all the other stuff, and you can just mix it together. And you could be playing the Beastie Boys, but then a crazy drop, and then change the genres. And
no, it helps so much from like work, like because I used to tour with Ruckus. I was like, I don't even know what I was because I think about it now, and like a tour manager, I definitely wasn't a tour manager because I was not booking any flights or anything.
You're just a road dog.
I was just a road dog, I think, and I was just like setting up Serato for him. But like, I mean, coming to your shows and watching them, going to Ruckus's shows and just being there and like watching the way to rock a crowd and just to see reactions to certain songs and to basically like know how to reset a crowd. And like, it's like people think DJing is easy, which yes, it is, especially with how technology is now, but the, like taste and knowing records, like one thing that I always notice from Diplo is fuck man, that guy just knows so many records. Right. You have to be a fucking record store that's like, oh, where can I grasp from right now that's just gonna make this crowd know exactly what's happening, and holy fuck, how does he know this?
Well, I mean, he comes from that world too. You know? I mean, he I was getting those Hollertronics records on vinyl. You know, it was like, I was like, who's doing this? Like every genre ever with like a Be More beat, and like it's so dope. Like
I'll still never forget the tippin', or was it still tippin' on the Toxic beat for Britney Spears?
Yeah, totally.
I was like, what the fuck? Who made this?
Oh god, I was like, this is the best thing I've ever heard. Or just like a chubby checker song with like a Be More beat. I was like, this is amazing. And it was on vinyl because it was that time where like it was switching over to Serato. So like you couldn't just like get an edit. You know, it was like you were just like, oh, I'm getting this Hollertronics.
I'll never forget because on Serato you used to be able to take your vinyl and record it so that you had the MP3, right? Yeah.
Oh my god,
I forgot about that for a second. Then I just remembered when you said the Hollertronics record. Because I was like, wait, how did we get that?
No, I have probably the file in my computer is from the record. Yep. You know, it probably sounds like shit. That's
so funny.
Yeah, we would just record all our stuff in and play it all. So crazy. So yes, long history, and you know, still going. But it's so cool to see, you know, where it's gone, where you've taken everything and gone from there.
Thank you.
Yeah, man. I just, you know, I was trying to write things down, and like you said, we have so much history. I was like, I don't even know what to do. And it was funny too. I was writing in my phone, and I was like trying to put your name in, and it was like auto correcting, and it kept making your name Dillon Franchise. I don't know why. And I'm like, that's kind of like a rapper name, or like you're like, yo, Dillon Franchise, we out here.
I think if I lived in Atlanta more, that I probably would have made myself that super EDM name.
Or,
yeah, that would have been such a dubstep
Dillon
name.
Franchise.
Oh my
or you
God.
could start like the Dillon Franchise.
No,
like,
I'm not doing it.
When you get older, you're just
this
like,
hurts me.
Franchise yourself out.
This sounds so bad. This is like so not me. Yeah, it's the Dillon Franchise.
Yeah.
What can I say?
It's like Chick-fil-A. You just, have a bunch of Dillons every night. You're just DJ Hansel, and then everybody else.
That'd be nice, actually.
Yeah, you can make extra money, They get benefits. Like
There's this guy, Adam Sinclair, that looks exactly like me. So I could hire him out to just be Dillon.
One.
Yeah.
Dillon Franchise.
Yeah. Just the first one, and then he finds more and more people that look like me.
Yeah. That's his mission.
It's crazy. I'll show you a picture.
Okay, please.
Because there was a video. The way that I found this out was there's a video of him dancing at EDC one year, and he's really going in. It's super funny.
And everyone thinks it's you.
Everyone was tweeting at me being like, dude, I didn't know you were in the crowd at EDC. I watched the video and I was like, yo, was I drinking last night? Like, no, I didn't go to EDC.
Oh my God.
It was that much of a mind fuck where I was like, holy shit, this guy looks exactly like me.
Oh, dude, one more thing about the Vegas thing I just thought of too is that when I always kind of wondered, because some of the same people that were running Drees when you were like, fuck you, I quit, were running Excess and the places that you end up getting the residency in Vegas.
I always thought that was funny.
Did you guys ever talk about that?
No.
Because when I saw, I was like, I part of me thought, do they even know that?
I don't think they know that.
I don't think they know that. I swear to God, which is even more of the movie part of it. That like, you're like, watch this. I'm going to sign a deal and make so much money off you guys. And you're going to think I'm the best person. I'm the person that said, fuck you, I quit. Like 3 years ago. Or like
definitely don't even remember that. They definitely, when I said fuck you, I quit, they're probably like, where the fuck is the lighting guy?
Right. Dude. Oh, wow. That's hilarious. If he just does his hair like you now.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
If I shaved, I look exactly like him.
That's amazing.
Like, even with a beard. Like, you could look at that pretty quickly and just be like, oh, that's Dillon Francis real quick. But looks a little different, but still him.
Yes.
Fully could get away with it.
That's so funny. I know I get tagged in anything with curly hair. Like it can like be the completely different looking person. They're like, bro, I thought this was you. And I'm like,
it's
like
just 400-pound
curly. Yeah. Anyone curly or like kind of Jewish. You know what I mean? They're just like, yo, is that you? Curly hair Jewish? I'm like, no, it doesn't look like me at all. Like, but I mean, it looks horrible. I guess thanks.
Is this racist? I think it kind of is.
Yes. I think it is, but I'm used to it. No. All right. What do we talk about here? Well, look.
You tell me,
first.
Man.
Well, you know what? So like I said, I was going through your songs.
Yeah.
And crazy thing is, we keep talking about the past to the future,
dude,
but that
go in on the past.
Get Low is about to be 10 years old. Right?
Really?
I think so. I mean, it looks like 2014.
Holy shit.
Am I wrong?
No, you're right.
And it's going to be 2024. So
no, you're right.
Because I was like going through it. I'm like, okay, well, this shit's newer. And I'm like, oh shit, it's almost 10 years old. But
wow.
Like, that's some of your songs still kill it. And even I was saying like that, what is it? One of the first remixes you made.
You're making me go back and just make
CSS remix. Maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah, no.
That one I
saw that I saw that in the folder, and that is still one of my favorite remixes that I've ever made.
Certain events, and
that's awesome.
It sounds really dope. And some of the Moombahton ones, I was like going back and listening. I'm like, oh, this sounds so dope. I want to like bring it back in,
dude. I mean, I'm doing a Moombahton night at the Mayan. If you want to come, it's literally all Moombahton. It's December 1st.
Okay. Yeah. Well, let's talk about it. That's part of your LA takeover situation. Yeah.
And we're just only playing all the old Moombahton records from back then.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like I was.
Yeah, you're right. 2014.
2014, right?
Fuck, that's crazy.
And I was trying to remember, like, I got booked to DJ at these events for, I think it was for Monster Energy Drink or something during the Vancouver Olympics. And we were like on Grouse Mountain or like doing this whole thing. And I remember Mike B was up there, Dave Nada and all them. And it was almost like the genesis of Moombahton.
Yeah.
Because they were like playing, like Dave Knott was like, yo, listen to this. I took these songs, I slowed them down, and I put it, and we were like up on this mountain in the middle of nowhere, like probably like getting high, and like nobody was up there. It was just like snow and us and DJs. And I remember we got stuck, all these things, but he was playing all that stuff. That was the first time I heard that sound.
Yeah.
And then I feel like it slowly started spreading through the
SoundCloud
world.
era. It was so crazy to watch that, like, or to see that happen. Because I remember they went to Ultra as well, and they kept tweeting it, and I kept thinking they were talking about that Afrojack remix, and I thought Dave was just obsessed with that Afrojack remix.
Oh, right.
He's like Moombahton, and I was like, I don't know what the fuck this guy like.
Right.
It's a good remix. It's not like this good.
Yeah.
But then I remember finding Munchie's music, because once Dave uploaded it to SoundCloud, Munchie from Rotterdam, he was making reggaeton at the time, and then when he heard it, he like instantly went and made his own EP. And then from him making his EP, then somehow we got in touch. I found his EP. Then I went in and made my own EP because I was like, his is so fucking good. This is the coolest genre I've ever heard.
Yeah, his was unreal.
And it
his
lit up on
stuff
SoundCloud.
and it was the first really dope, high quality trap, EDM trap, whatever stuff I heard was from him and Moombahton. It was like, what is this?
Yeah.
Like, this guy's unreal.
Insane.
And he was so mysterious. No one knew him. Everybody seemed like they knew each other, but he's just like, popping up.
He was the funniest. I remember meeting him at Hard Summer.
Yeah.
Because he went up with Wes or with Diplo, sorry. And they played a song, and after they were done, we were like hanging out in the green room area, and I kept trying to talk to him, and he kept his headphones on, and he already like can't hear that well, I think. So I was like, yeah, blah, 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 blah. And he'd be like, what? And I'd be like, oh yeah, blah, blah, blah. And he'd be like, oh yeah, blah, 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 blah. And he would put it back on. And I'd be like, yo, anyways, blah, 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 what? And just like, it was such an awkward experience with him where he's like, I don't know if this guy wants to talk to me. Is he like putting his headphones
ending
on?
the conversation every time.
But he seemed interested.
Right.
He's an interesting guy.
Yeah, I've never met him, but I can imagine. People that are that like never show their face.
Like Switch.
Right.
Switch is like Switch and Munchie, I feel like are from cut from the same cloth.
Interesting.
Just very interesting dudes.
And Switch is producing all types of shit now still, right?
Yeah. And then I think Munchie worked on the last MIA album.
Oh, okay.
And is doing a bunch of random stuff like that as well.
Nice. Yeah, I saw him put something back out too, like recently,
I need to check it out.
Yeah. Oh, that's amazing. Yeah, because I remember you, like when we were saying you would come to my studio and you were making almost like dubstep, but also like trap, but also like you were figuring out your sound, and you've always been able to produce all genres, I think. But then I remember you even saying to me, because we were trying to make that song out of my scratching.
Yeah.
You're like, I need to take a minute, or I need to take a step back to like figure out my approach to all this stuff, and it was funny because I'd never heard anyone say that before in a way. And I'm like, damn, this guy's like really serious, It made me take you more seriously in a way too, because I was like, I respect him. Like usually people are like, yo, let's make a beat or get this money or do it. I'm just in a rush to be famous or play my song. And you were like, I need to figure out my place in all this, you know? And then you came back like, this is what I want to make, and it was like super dope. And it was your own sound. And it was like,
because at that time, I think I was just like still copying everybody.
Yeah.
Or trying to,
yes.
What I was like continually doing, which I was just like, I remember reading this quote from this author that was like, I used to rewrite famous books just so I could feel what it was like to write a hit novel.
You would?
So no, this author wrote this. So this author would like be on his typewriter and he would write, To Kill a Mockingbird. He would write it word for word just to feel what it was like to write a hit.
Yeah.
And so I tried to take that and do it as music, where it was like, okay, I'm going to just try to make a Rusko song, or I'm going to go try to make whatever, a Flux Pavilion song. And that's what I kept doing. And then it was really helpful because it's like, you start to understand structure without being like, I need to understand structure. You're just like, these are how they're making their songs. I'm going to start making my songs like that. And it was so helpful. And I think I remember that kind of turning point where it was like, all right, I need to stop sounding like everybody else because it's not going to take me like far enough as I want to go.
Yeah.
And I think that's where like me finding out about Moombahton, and it was like, all right, this is something really new that I think I can put my stamp on.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what I remember too. That's so cool. It's a cool thought process around it, and the rewriting the book. And the same thing with scratching. I mean, I would just listen to DJ Premier, anyone I loved, and I would just listen to a whole Gangstar song, try to recreate the whole thing with the scratches, or record myself doing it and go, oh, that's what they're doing, and you would finally figure out the sound,
and the how to move your hands.
Yeah,
that's
and then
still
you can
I never got that.
It's I can only do it with this hand.
Really?
This hand? No, I'm like, I'm trying to do stuff.
I think I remember that.
Yeah.
I think I remember you having to swap songs internal mode so that you could then get on the side.
I have certain things with the right and certain things with the left. Yeah. So
that's so funny.
It's just the way it goes. But yeah, I guess so the Get Low 10 years ago thing, it still sounds so incredible. I was listening to it last night. I can still play it in Vegas and it goes off.
You want to know why?
Why?
We got it I think we got it double mastered.
Oh, okay.
Like, I think it's
it
like
sounds amazing.
Not
still.
what you're supposed to do.
Well,
which is
worked.
like we bounced the stems with a master. I bounced the stems.
Sometimes that's
I
the
bounced
best
the stems
thing.
with a master chain on, and then got it mastered from a legit mastering guy, which I think is fine.
Yeah.
The Bun Up The Dance with Skrillex was the funniest song because we had made it. We lost the session, and the drop sounded the best on that. And Skrillex tried to remake it, and it wasn't bright enough in my opinion. And I was like, look, this just sounds so good. The kick sounds so good. Like, how do we get back to this?
Yeah.
Like, can we just try to find the file? And he's like, fuck it, I got an idea. And he's like, all right, I mix and match the song. Let me know if it's good. And I was like, yo, this sounds great. I just want to add one thing. Can you just send me the session? He sent me the session, and it was literally the old wave of our file with the new beginning intro. This is just a wave file.
Wow.
Even had the sirens on top of just the wave. So we bounced it just with I think it's a Pro L from Pro L2 or whatever from Focusrite.
Yeah.
It was wait, are we allowed to do this? But I guess, yeah.
Yeah.
That's
really
another
one
matter.
that sounds so incredible still. And,
Thank you.
when you play it on a big system, it's insane.
Yeah. Dude, Skrillex is just an absolute G when it comes to mixing and mastering, and really, like, if there's anything to take away from that one session that I did with him, it was like, if it sounds good, just do it.
Right.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah. Don't follow all the rules.
No.
Tutorials.
The rules
or
are
all
there
that
to be
crap.
broken. That's
exactly.
it. And then if it sounds
and
good,
trust your
fucking do it.
ears is the end of the day, right?
Yeah. That's because that's the main thing.
Right. That's the main thing everyone's relying on.
But Serato is one of the best. It's so funny. When I was like coming up in the dance music scene, I would always be like, yo, I just need to go and look at what it looks like on Serato. Yeah, and they'd be like, what do you mean? And I was like, well, you can see what's happening in your song in the waveform. And now visual mixing is like even more, I think, prevalent in how people are mixing and mastering things. Right. But it's so funny that people never used to do that. I think I was one of the only dudes that would be like, all right, if it looks like a Knife Party song, which was like fucking bricked,
right,
then I'm competing with the loudness war.
Yeah. Yeah, you guys really made the loudness war next level with the
That was not me.
and the Bun Up The Dance.
Oh
that
my
was
God.
You, the
that was not
master.
me. No, don't say that. That was all the dubstep
Serato
dudes.
just to the end.
It's so hard to
but
mix
it is
sometimes.
good. You can see the frequencies and you can see what it's going to be like against another song, or even mix them together and go, oh, it sounds low when I go to the other one.
No, it was so nice having that.
It's a good test. So with Get Low, so how did, you've worked with so many dope people, DJ Steak, obviously Diplo a million times, but Skrillex, and so many, all the greatest people, I feel like, and I think that's because they respect you and they know you're a real, like we were talking about, you are a real producer. But you care about it so much. You love it. You're able to produce so many different genres and tempos, and somehow, you're able to sort of be this ridiculous, funny guy on social media, but still somehow genuinely be yourself.
Yeah.
And I feel like you do that with music too. You're able to be like, I'm making all different kinds of shit, but it sounds like me. So you've honed in on that somehow.
I appreciate that.
Yeah. And I think that's why so many people gravitate towards you. And, and you've done so good at not taking, doing social media nonstop, but not taking it so seriously.
Yeah.
And but still being out there and still being genuine, but also just being totally ridiculous and being like, I don't give a fuck.
I just felt that way I don't know.
Yeah.
We're just nerds behind a computer.
Right.
I don't want to walk out to a respace and think that I'm
yeah,
fucking Terminator.
Right. Yes. There's a lot of Terminators now.
There's a lot of Terminators. Which is fine. But I don't know. I can't. It doesn't feel right to like not take myself seriously because I was always just a class clown. So I've just taken that all to social media.
That's great. That was I asked questions on the internet, and a lot of the people were like, you got to ask him about that, the social media plan. And I'm like, I don't think there's a plan. I think he's just being himself and having fun and mixing, like, doing dumb skits with, like,
that's it. It's like trying to figure out, because I've always, like, I think as I've grown up, like, one of my favorite things, I think, for, like, any advertisement that I've ever watched that I've ever gravitated towards would be like Old Spice commercials or something like that.
Yes.
Like they always had the funniest, best commercials that maybe be like, I don't know if I'm going to go use that brand, but I like them more just because they're self-aware enough that this is like, this can be fun. So I guess from being a kid and just watching those, I've always been like, if I was ever going to promote something, I would want to do it that way, where it's like, it's something that is offering you more than just whatever that product is. Like you can still laugh at it and not have to go listen to the product at the end of the day. And even from like watching skate videos when I was younger, I always felt like I loved watching the skate videos, loved watching all the tricks, but there was like all that interstitial content between like old Baker videos of just like, damn, these guys are so fun and so funny. Like this reminds me of my group of friends.
Yeah, that's true.
So like taking it from those old skate videos I used to watch.
It is a skater attitude. Like that you have an approach to it, I guess.
Absolutely.
That's true.
Dude, I'll never forget watching skate videos though with my friend Dean and be like, we got to go skate right now. Let's go. 9 stair. We get to the 9 stair and we're like, never mind. Let's go do kickflips on grass.
Right. Yeah, they made it look so easy.
They made it look so easy. And then you get out there and you're like, fuck.
Yeah. I was watching. I mean, I was like, I'm older. So like we were watching those things. I was probably 9 or 10 years old. And I would just go out and just knock my teeth out. Like definitely like went out, both my front teeth in the ground, gone. Then like couple months later, whole face, blood. I was like, so then I stopped trying to do those stair things. I realized that was not my specialty.
I think that's what I luckily had that happen before I tried it. Because every time we would watch it and then we would get out there and I'd be like, dude, I'm going to break my leg. Like, this just doesn't seem like the risk reward is going to be good enough for me. I don't think I'm ever going to go pro. This is just trying to be cool for my friends. I'm going to stick to just filming.
Yeah.
And I just remember I just stuck to filming and taking photos. And they sucked.
That's better. I know. I was like, I just want to be the background guy. I'll like make them laugh and try to do an ollie.
Exactly.
Like,
yo, let me see your deck real quick. I've been practicing. Check this out. And you're like getting this much off the ground. Yeah, I've been scooping my foot forward.
Yeah, exactly. So I know. My kid, now I have a kid and I'm like, yo, don't do that dangerous shit. He's like, can you even ollie? I'm like, yeah, check it out.
Yo, where do you think this happened from?
Yeah.
Check this out.
He's trying to get me to ride his like hoverboard and shit. I'm like, yo, I'm going to kill myself.
Yeah, those will do damage.
Yeah, serious damage.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm not going to be able to go DJ, man.
No.
I got to make money for us.
How old are you?
45.
45?
Yeah.
I thought you were closer to my age. I'm 36.
Okay.
So
I'm like, what, 10 years older?
That's 9.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, 9 years old.
I can do math.
Yeah. Well, having a kid has taught me I don't know math. He's in 5th grade and they're like bringing it home and like I don't know, like he shows it to me and I don't want to show him.
Ask ChatGPT.
I did. I swear to God. And I felt like an idiot and I didn't want him to see me doing it because it was like crazy. I'd never seen anything it. Like
we're music encyclopedias. Come to us and ask whatever old song you want.
Yeah.
We are who sampled it as a human.
Thank you. But the math, not happening. Like it was, it had parentheses.
I got to use a tip calculator.
Oh my God.
I still, I don't like every time I'm like, wait, hold on. What do I do again? Do I double the tip? Wait, what's the tax again? Then I'm like, no, hold on. I just got to get my tip calculator out.
Me too. And then I'll put a little bit extra.
Yeah.
No, I did. Because I looked, I put it into the calculator and it worked. And then he goes, why? And I'm like, oh God, this is not good. So I was like, hold on, I'm going to figure it out. But I'm like, because I don't want him to do that. So I was like, chat GPT. I'm like, how do you explain?
Yeah, because it didn't.
And then I copied and pasted it and it was like, you do this. And then I copied and pasted that out of it. And I go, here, read this. I'm like, does this help? And he was like, no. And I was like, okay. I go, we should email your teacher. And then
let's get a tutor.
Yeah, we definitely got the tutor at 11 a.m. Sunday. I was like, hey, man, thanks for hopping on the Zoom. So we got these parentheses around the numbers. What do they mean? The guy's like, you're an idiot.
I remember those.
Yeah.
I still don't. What do those mean?
I don't know.
Okay,
No,
cool.
it was at
We don't need to.
dividing or multiplying or.
Do you multiply in it and then whatever it is squared
Yeah.
outside it then you multiply
Right.
anyways.
But then they were doing fractions and decimals and trying to trick you. And I was like, please. I'm like, I can do the essays and the English and the music. And,
you want to know something funny? I passed my Algebra 2 class by writing an essay on why I shouldn't have to take the Algebra 2 final.
That's
because
genius.
I had too much. I went to art school.
Yeah.
So I embellished a bit and was like, look, I've been trying to get into college and like I was.
Right.
I applied to Cooper Union and like all these other colleges and I didn't get in. But I like explained this whole thing where I was like, I've been working on my art portfolio, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
Like I did not study for this. Please do not flunk me. I need to pass, blah, 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 blah.
And it worked.
And I got a fucking C-. I didn't answer one question.
That's a nice teacher.
Dude, he said, rest in peace, Mr. Russell. He passed away. He was a football player. He was the nicest math teacher ever.
Amazing.
But yeah, I cannot believe I got that C- because I was like, this is all on the line.
Because plus, once I left school, I was like, I'm done. Finally, I never have to think about this again. And then I didn't realize that when you have a kid, you're back in the homework.
You're gonna have to think about all that again.
And then I look like a total idiot because he thinks I know everything, and I'm like, no, you're gonna find out.
I mean, I had tutors growing up though.
I got him to tutor.
Yeah, you're good.
But during the homework night, it's like a lot. You know, like
I can imagine.
Yeah. So I mean, you know, it's dad life. I listened to your album. I took my son trick-or-treating last night.
Nice.
Got him to bed and listened to your whole album right after. So that's true dad life.
How was that? Did you get turned up?
I got super turned up. I got turned up, baby. I was in my living room like, boom, 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 boosh. You know, like I was like breaking mirrors and like I woke him up.
Yo, fuck this.
Yeah.
Get the fuck up.
Yeah, I got him.
Man.
I woke him back up. It was like, you know, we had a mosh pit. He was on my shoulders. We broke this chandelier. My wife got pissed.
You gotta stop doing this.
Yeah, she's like, this is the 10th time. No, but they also like his school. He went away to a sleepaway camp.
Oh yeah, you went to Astro Camp. Yeah, I went to Astro Camp when I was younger.
Oh, you did.
Awesome.
Really cool.
Yeah, really cool. He's
never
time.
done that anything ever, and for some reason the school decides like, let's do Halloween. The craziest night ever when you're a kid.
Go straight
and then
to that.
8 a.m. meet us at a park and put him on a bus. So it was like,
how long is he gone for?
Just 2 days, but it was just like a lot, like trying to do that and then packing this whole bag.
Yeah.
And, you know, my wife was like, we're doing packing cubes and like, don't talk to me.
Whoa,
like any
packing
like,
cubes?
Oh, she went crazy. Like,
For a kid?
And then I felt bad because I'm like, it's way too big, the bag. Like, what are you doing? And she's like, I'm going to kill you. And I was like, and I just had to tell myself, like, stop
So
talking.
you're like,
stop
no, I'm out.
And then we show
You're right,
up,
we should do
and like
packing cubes.
kids had bags, like they could have gone away for like a year. Like they had
Really?
way bigger bags. Like they can't even, bigger than the kid themselves.
Oh my
and she's
God.
like, see, I told you. And I was like, I'm sorry. I need to just shut up at all times. Like I told you, like I had no say in my wedding or I can't talk about packing. Or,
Wait,
you know.
is this is on, what's it called? Catalina, right?
No, it's in Idlewild.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Catalina.
I think it was on Catalina.
Catalina does have another thing, I think.
Some camp that I went there, but I
Yeah.
definitely went to Astro Camp, which was
Astro Camp's
awesome.
Idlewild, little drive, but yeah, kind of weird. I mean, he's just gone. I can't email
he's gonna
or talk to him.
He's gonna be so stoked. You got to
Oh my
send him
God.
something. You got to send him a
well,
little
there's
care
no
package.
time because he's back Friday.
Oh,
and it's
okay, never
Wednesday,
mind.
so it wouldn't. You know,
could get there.
maybe. Well, I bought shoes for him from Goat, and they're arriving
nice.
today, so that'll be better. He gets to come home.
Yeah, he gets to come home to that.
way too expensive shoes.
Yeah.
it was his birthday last week, so you know.
What'd you get him?
The shoes?
Yeah, what shoes?
Oh, what he wanted. They're called Why So Sad. I don't know. They're like SB Dunks. They were like way
Are they
too
SB
expensive.
Dunks that
They're
are
blue.
like Joker related? Why so sad?
No,
Oh no,
that
Why
would
so
be cool.
serious was his thing.
Yeah.
My bad.
No, they're
I was like, okay, I get this. Dude, I mean, SB Dunks back then, back when I was younger,
Yeah.
I used to go to Hot Rod on Westwood and just go into that store and just like want to buy like, because remember there was all the skaters that had like
yeah.
the duck on the side or the shamrock.
This has
one.
like a pigeon or something, but it's funny because he was trying to explain to me. He's like, you don't know about SB Dunks, and I'm like, I probably bought the first pair ever made.
Actually,
like I would go to Supreme
skated.
when it was just a skate store, and I would buy SB Dunks there. You know,
he doesn't know.
And he's like, well, I'm like, it's skateboarding shoes. He's like, no,
dude, we were on Fairfax before Fairfax was Fairfax.
Exactly. Okay.
Yeah,
and Cantor's
tell him
there. Tell him, baby. These ones.
I remember one time I went to a party on Fairfax, and we met Paris Hilton. She was on mushrooms, and we did a shot with her.
That's hilarious. She was probably going to the Dime. Like she used to go to the Dime.
Yes, it was the Dime.
Yeah, because she would go there. Like Mr. Best would be DJing, and Paris Hilton was there.
Dude, these are sick.
They're really dope. Well, he has good taste. I mean, it was either those or these other ones, but I can't remember what they're called.
I can't wear those on my back.
Oh, really?
Yeah, my back's too fucked up.
Well, I got him these. I went to New York and I got these for myself, and then I bought him.
Are those good for your back?
Probably not.
What
do you got? Skechers?
No, these are like APLs. I work out in these. These are comfy, but like I'll like wear on shoes or something like that.
Oh, those are good.
I messed up my back from doing CrossFit. My L2 and L4 is like a little bit slipped, so it sometimes gets a little.
Yeah,
I have to go to like the chiropractor that does that. It's basically a bench that like moves.
Oh.
So it slowly moves your back up and down to like release tension and let the discs kind of move back.
Oh, God.
Old people
you're
shit.
getting me to not do CrossFit then. I went to dinner last week or a couple weeks ago, and it was like some dinner where they invited a bunch of people, and the guy next to me was like, I'm a chiropractor. But he was like an Instagram, like he seems like he's one of those people on Instagram, had a lot of followers and shows like what you do. And
I feel like that's the people you shouldn't go to, right? At least that's how I feel. I'm sorry to tarnish his business, but it's like
I don't think he listens to this, but that's my thought too.
Yeah.
I don't want you showing. Also, because then he told me a story immediately. I just met him. He's like, man, I had a guy coming today. He's 520 pounds. And I was like, how? How do you chiropract that?
Yeah, what?
Like, what are you doing? And he's like, oh man, it was crazy. Like I thought the table was going to break because it doesn't hold that much weight. And then I'm like, can you imagine? Like, and he's like, I had to do all the stuff. And I'm like,
how?
Like a jackhammer. Like,
that's almost on the, like, you could be eligible for that show, My 600 Pound Life.
520? Like, how do you even?
That's crazy.
I mean, I guess if you're a chiropractor, you just have to take what you get, you know, especially if you're an Instagram chiropractor.
Yeah, anyways.
Okay, sorry.
No.
We're going to chiropractor
There's
talk.
more like there's so many thoughts in my head, but he's not here, so I can't ask him.
I know, I didn't too. And I didn't know him that good. I was like, I'm going to say something offensive. So I was like, whoa, man. Like I didn't.
That's cool. Anyways, so how's the water?
Yeah, what's that chicken parm like? All right. Yeah, that was. All right, let's talk about music stuff. Well, before we talk about your album, what I was saying with the Get Low was just. You've done other songs with Snake, right, too? Or is that the only one?
I think that's the only one.
And were you guys, my question was somewhat about the music, but also, have you ever seen his eyes? Does he always have glasses?
I've seen his eyes. I have pictures of him without his glasses on.
Him and Little John are like the ultimate.
He does not like to be seen without his glasses on.
No, he doesn't. No. Same with Little John. That's why I turned down For What was such a hit, because they're the double glasses guys.
Yeah, Little John doesn't like to be seen without his glasses.
No, definitely not.
Yeah.
I don't think either of them care if they can see, and it's a pitch dark, they're still wearing them.
I don't understand, like, it is hard to see.
Oh, it's hard.
It's really hard.
I think it's a,
I also don't wear glasses. Do you wear glasses a lot? No. See, me neither. I think it's just us.
Right. Well, it's a vibe thing. Well, we've had about...
I feel like I'm blind.
I know.
I'm messing with my vision to where I'm gonna like hit things.
For sure. I can't. I've tried to do it for like costumes.
Even during the sun. Right. Even during the sun times.
During the sun. I can't do it.
Yeah, during the sun.
Yeah, not even daytime. Like when people are like, are you coming out today? I go, I'm here during the sun.
I'm only here during the sun, man.
Listen, I don't go out during the moon. I'm here during the sun.
Not the moon times. Only during the sun time will I come out with glasses on, but it'll hurt.
I love going to the beach during the sun. That's my main part. Besides that, I'm out. The second during the sun's out,
then I'm out.
So yeah, but it is hard. I can't even DJ. We're like, yeah, if I'm doing a day club, I'm like, let's go. I'm cool guy. Nope. And then I'm like constantly like, what is that? I can't see that.
Exactly.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I'm glad we feel the same way.
Yeah. But then people have come here and done the podcast with glasses on. Weirdly, that's the ultimate hater. People will write in like, who does this fucking guy think he is? fucking James hype. And I'm like, he was actually really nice. Like, he just wore glasses the whole time, you know? And they're like, why? Like, that's the ultimate YouTube comment. He's just like, who does this guy think he is? Blocking his eyeballs. I'm like, why do people get so mad about
it's like someone not taking off their shoes when they come into your house?
I guess. I mean, or taking off their sunglasses. Yeah. But yeah, people, if they wear their sunglasses, there's been about 4 people. And like, that's been the ultimate.
Dude, I feel the same way. Fuck
people. Fuck anyone that wears sunglasses.
Anyone that wears their sunglasses and doesn't take them off for you.
I'm going to bring a super crazy light.
You should.
So as soon as they do it.
Just to utilize them. Like, that's why they have to have them on.
Yeah.
I have a huge strobe light right here that's just hitting
and they
them
never
in the
know
face.
when it goes on. It's a laser. They're dilated. They came from the optometrist. You know, James Hype. He's very into his eyes.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah. He's
eyes, then DJing.
Yeah. Eyes, then a lot of buttons.
A lot of buttons. A lot.
Yeah, a lot. He's great. He's great. Never seen his eyes.
Never seen his eyes. I don't think he has them.
No.
I think he just is all feeling.
Yeah. That's how he does it.
But he's not blind.
No.
He's just doesn't have eyes.
No, not at all. It was funny. I saw him posting. He's like, we're doing a show with no phones. But then they were posting all these videos from it. And I was like, how did you do that? I do like the no phone thing. I'm not talking shit.
No. I mean, there always is like a contradiction to those things. Because if you are posting something that the whole reason for what you just said is mute.
You just told me that on a phone.
Yeah.
But yeah, and everybody gets big from people filming it on their phone at this point. But I understand there's the whole thing of
everyone wanting them to be in the I don't know.
Yeah, you're battling a person's phone, or they're reading an email or something. Yeah. I don't know.
I mean, it is true. When are you going to really go and watch that back? Maybe like 2 times.
Right. Well, sometimes I do things and I realize like I'm DJing for Instagram. Like I was doing that's like this floor room, this lounge I do, and like Saweetie's in there, and they're like, Saweetie's here, you know, and their friend comes up like, will you play some of her songs? And like, you know, they're having fun, but they were just like this, like chilling in this corner thing. Yeah. And then I actually came up with a cool little mix I was doing. I was like scratching her song over this like Paul Mond, like I'm a piano remix of Tom's Diner, because her song samples Tom's Diner, and he had this dope one. It was like, do. So I was scratching her like, we gonna turn up at the party, like over and over. And I'm like, she probably doesn't even notice. But the song kicks in. Love it. And you see them all rush to the front of the booth. And there wasn't that many other people partying. So like they put the phone up like high. And then they're just like, oh, like partying. So it looks like it's the ultimate party. Yeah. And then the 15 seconds ends. And then they just are like, all right. And they go back to the seat. Yeah. And they're still having fun, but it wasn't like the level of, you know, when you put a camera on someone, it's like.
It changes.
Yeah.
It changes what's happening.
Yeah. they're having way more fun. Exactly. When the camera, like even when you tell the crowd, like, hey, we're taking a picture.
Yeah.
Like, they go
like, oh, yes.
You're right.
And then like, okay, cool. That was good.
All right. We're back.
All right.
We don't really care.
I'm chill.
Yeah.
Glasses on.
So your album.
Yes.
This mixtape.
Wait, what were you going to ask about Get Low though?
I don't know.
I don't think we ever got to it.
Just his eyeballs.
Oh, that was it?
No, I was just going to talk about being in a session with him, what it was like, and yeah, just how you guys got the song to sound so dope and transcend to be able to play it at this point still. And I guess just how that session came about and what went into making the song.
He sent me the sample before, which was like the timbala sample. I think those are timbalas, but it was like the percussive sample.
Oh, okay. Not the like.
No, yeah, and then he sent me like a shitty version of that.
Okay.
And the drums were very basic, and basically we built up the whole song from that, and did the and then fixed up the second drop to just basically be like crazy super saws. But that melody was he'd already written that melody.
Okay.
And what's it called? And then we finished the song, and I found this sample for, I think it was like, oh man, I forgot the what's his name? I'm forgetting his name, but it was like some old like 70s sample that was like, get up, ow. But it was really bad. But we were like, we don't have anything right now, so let's just put it there and see if it works live. So we started playing it live, and like it was so weird. It was such a bad sample. So I was like, all right, I've been wanting to do this song with Flosstradamus where I was like, get low when the whistle go. And I was like, we don't have a whistle, but I think it'll work. And then we can repeat it. So I basically, if you listen to the song, like pitched up 4 semitones, it's my vocal.
It is.
Yeah.
I never thought about that.
Yeah.
Just pitching it up.
But it's like me going like, get low. Because I pitched it up, I think 4, and then you can pitch it down and it'll sound good.
Right.
If you do that. And then I sent it to him and he was like, yo, this is perfect. Done. Let's put it out.
Amazing.
And I think we knew we were making something really cool.
Yeah.
But I think there was nothing more beyond that of like, yo, we have a hit record, or yo, this is gonna, be in Fast and the Furious. Like we were just like, this was so fucking fun. Yay.
Right. I mean, it lives on now. Yeah. Through movies, sports, games.
Yeah.
I feel like it's played everywhere. Vegas still.
Yeah. No, it's crazy. It's crazy that it like, I also think that it, when we put it out, it did well. And then when Fast and the Furious put it in there, that's when it was like, whoa, this record like took on a life of its own that we didn't expect to happen.
Right.
And that was something that was really cool that like also just shows the power of I guess franchises, or just, music being featured in TV and film, where it can really, I mean, this has happened time and time again, like in Stranger Things, how there's the Metallica, right? He plays Metallica, I think. Was it Metallica? Yeah. Yeah, he plays Master of Puppets, and that like fucking shot that song back up to being like number 1. It's always so cool to see when that happens. I mean, even the, what's it called?
Running Up That Hill, like it did that.
That was a fucking crazy, where
Fleetwood
every
Mac.
DJ and their mom started remixing that song.
To the point where you're like, is this what
and
we
then
wanna
old
hear in the
Outkast
club?
videos came up of Big Boy being like, yeah, man, that's my favorite artist right there.
Yeah.
You're like, whoa, Big Boy, holy shit, there's a soft side to you.
Oh, yeah. I mean, when I first met Lil Jon, he was like, I used to just go to 80s clubs and go crazy and listen to Bauhaus and like all this stuff. Yeah, when I met Lil Jon, like I was DJing in New Orleans and I was doing the Reggie Bush's after party of like the first home game of the New Orleans Saints after Hurricane Katrina.
Holy shit.
I'd never been to a NFL football game in my life, and I get to go to this game. I don't know, I think like U2 played or Coldplay or something.
Oh my God.
I forget who it was as the halftime thing. And then I go to this club and we're in New Orleans. So like, your set starts at 3. I was like, 3 in the morning? I'm like, what the hell? So like I go and I'm DJing, and they're like, Lil Jon's here. And I remember I had a mix where I would take Snap Your Fingers and then I would cut it to the acapella and I'd put Khalees I'm Bossy because it sounded similar, like beep, beep, beep.
Yeah.
And then I would cut that and I would go to Pour Some Sugar on Me because the guy from Def Leppard would go dun 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 dun. Hey, but it sounded identical to the Lil Jon, hey, on the Snap Your Fingers. And so I would take that part and I would be like, snap, and I'd do it over and I'd go, hey, hey, hey. Like,
see, this right here.
That's
so sick.
And so I'm thinking in my head, like, Lil Jon is gonna fucking hate this, but I have to do it.
No, I bet he fucking came
so
up
like,
to him and was like,
I
yo,
do
what
it.
the fuck?
I'm like, gotta pull it off. Boom, do it. This huge dude comes over to me. He's like, what up? I'm John's bodyguard, Lil Jon's bodyguard. He really wants to meet you. He thought that was really dope, like what you did. And he's like, I was like, okay. He's like, he wants to get your info or something. So like, I don't really know what happened after that. I don't think I met him. And then
you didn't?
Well, so somehow, or maybe I did, or maybe I gave it, but then that was it. And I was like, that was so cool. Like I got this little story. He heard it. He liked it. I'm done. And then I went to the airport the next day to fly back to LA and I look and he's just like right there sitting. So I was like, oh shit. So I start coming over and the huge guy stops me. He's like, bro, get the fuck out of here. You're like, who are you? And I go, no, I'm the guy from last night. And he's like, I go, I'm the DJ that did the mix that you talked to. And he goes, Jon. And then John's like, oh shit. Like, and I've heard him tell this story too. He's like, yeah, this nerdy white guy is coming over. Like, who the hell is this guy? And so he obviously had the same thought,
Yeah.
But I talked to him. He's like, oh man. He's like, I used to DJ and I just got this thing called Serato and I want to learn it. Will you teach me how to do it?
Oh, wow.
And he goes, you live in LA? I go, yeah, I'm flying home now. He goes, oh, I got a house in LA, off Highland, this and that. He goes, come over to my house. I'm like, all right. So we exchange info, probably like Sidekick days or something.
Yes. Oh my God.
And it was pre all that. And then
what's your aim?
Yeah, I think it was AIM. And then we go home and I'm like, I'll never talk to this guy again. And the next day he's like, come over. And I was like, on my way. So like I came
Wow.
over to his house and I had my Serato, and he's like, how do you use all this stuff? And that's when he started telling me, he's like, you know, I grew up listening to The Cure and 80s music, and I would go to 80s clubs and go dancing and like all this stuff. And so I showed him like, look, there's acapellas and things and you can blend it. And so then I remember coming back over and he's like, I made a mashup. I put Red Hot Chili Peppers with this. And he was like so excited, like freaking out. And he's like, we need to make a mixtape.
Oh my God.
And I was like, all right. And so we formed a group, and we made a MySpace page called Rockbox. And we made a rock mixtape and an 80s mixtape. And there's still, and I printed up CDs. We made hundreds and hundreds of CDs and our MySpace page. And, you know, they're not the best mixed things because I was just at his house and he had some guy recording and I'm trying to do it. It wasn't how I would do it.
That was before Serato had record in the program.
Yeah, we were doing it in Pro Tools with some guy that didn't, and he's yelling over it and like, but it was so much fun and so cool.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
Then I think we did the opening of Tao Beach together, and we went on this tour. We went to Mexico, went to Detroit and Chicago and New York, and we would do these gigs with like 4 turntables.
Oh my God.
You know? And he would down Patron and get on the mic and like halfway through just not even be DJing anymore. But he was a dope DJ. He cared about it so much. He loved it. And now you see where that's led to. I mean, he's the other person in Vegas that's had these insane long residencies. And I would tell him, I was like, dude, you could be Fat Man Scoop times a million, because you're DJing, you have the voice, you have the songs, you have hit songs that we're playing already, you know, and now they're coming. Usher's so huge again, and then it's crazy how it's all coming back.
Dude, he's so nice too.
So nice.
Such a nice dude.
Yeah.
But yeah, that is so crazy to think about. Like him and Fat Man Scoop have been, and I feel like DJ Khaled as well. Just like have those voices where like instantly when you hear him on a record, you're like, you either get hyped or not hyped. Yeah. I don't know. Usually it's the 95% of the time it's going to be you're hyped.
Yes. Oh, pretty much. Yeah. Yeah. DJ Khaled, I have one of the craziest stories, but I don't think I could tell it on here because I don't know. I'll tell you later.
Okay.
There's certain things I definitely signed an NDA about that entire
We'll keep
night.
it off the pod for now.
Yeah, I'll tell you after. But it was one of those where like, am I in a dream right now? Like,
yeah.
And just, he was trying to pronounce inauguration for so long, and I didn't know when to correct him. And we were like in this like room, and it was just like, yeah.
Dude, his videos are so funny.
Because I was like, he really can't pronounce accurate. Like, I don't know. But then.
Accurate?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
And then so this was, inauguration was,
that was a
long
tough
time.
one.
And it got to the point where I couldn't pronounce it. I didn't know if I was saying it right, and I was trying to correct him, but then I felt like an asshole. And then.
Oh my God.
Chet Hayes was there. A lot was happening. It was.
A lot.
Yeah. I'll tell you after. But, okay. So like, okay, so Get Low, we went through that.
Yes.
What about, are there other personal favorite records that you've made? I mean, things that stand out. I mean, you have so much shit. Like I went on your Spotify. Oh, that was the other funny thing was all of your pictures, everything is funny and all this stuff. And then I was like, oh, I'm going to go on his Spotify and just find, and you have the most serious.
Just one serious one?
Yeah.
This is Dillon Francis.
You're just like so serious.
Bummed.
Like, here you go, guys. You can see it. But yeah, I was like.
We need to change that one. I'm going to hit them up immediately.
I would think you would hit up Spotify and be like, because then the thing below it is like you with a potato and like a thing plugged into it. But then that's like the most serious picture I've ever seen of you on the internet. But you have so many songs in there. Like
I do.
I've listened. I mean, like, you know, I'm a fan of yours. Like I said, I've been listening since the beginning. I play your stuff always. And you make songs that all open format DJs can play. You know what I mean? Even your remix of Sobriety, that's the one I play, you know, no matter what, every time. And like so many of your remixes like that, they have a drop, but it's not so, they're almost like, it sounds like a timeless drop, I guess.
No, that's what you always want to make in music. I mean, I feel like that's like,
but it doesn't exist with drops, I guess. You know, most of them are cheesy or sound like of the time because they're all copying each other. And yours just sort of keeps the integrity of the song and just makes it crazier or a different take on the music, but it keeps it the same. So I can play that for people that just know that song and they can still keep partying to it. It's not like, they're not like, whoa, what's going on? You know, screeching.
Yeah.
So yeah, those are all, you know, I love all that stuff. And going through that playlist and going through my computer, I'm like, Jesus Christ, he has so much stuff I don't even know. And I know so much of your stuff.
No, I mean, I think I think my favorites of my career till now would probably be like top one, Love in the Middle of a Firefight with Brendan Urie. I had always been such a massive Panic at the Disco fan. And, you know, to be able to even talk to him, I don't know how, like, I think we got in touch because of Vine, because he followed me on Vine, because he thought my videos were funny.
Yeah.
And then through that, we followed on Instagram, and I hit him up one day and I was like, would you ever want to make music? And he's like, yeah, for sure. And I remember sending him the demo of that record, and he literally sang it in one day. He's like, yo, I was on tour, but I put it on my Apple mic. So here's the idea I have. Are you down? And I was like, absolutely, let's do this. And so like that's always been just like such a, like, you know, is this real type of moment where it's like, you know, this, I listen to his music so much. Like even meeting, you were on tour with Blink. Blink's such a fucking massive, like they're the reason I make funny music videos or even think that you can be funny and try to make serious music.
Totally.
Like being friends with Mark and being able to text him about like fucking Diablo 4 is the coolest thing ever that I would never think would be possible.
Right.
Like they're, to me, I think they're my favorite band that's ever existed, ever.
Have you ever done a remix of any of their stuff? Or
no,
worked with
and
them?
I told them, I was like, yo, any of the stuff you want off of One More Time, I'm down. And
yeah, you would kill it.
I've been waiting for them to ask me for something to do. But yeah. So I think those are some people. And then what's it called? Calvin Harris.
Yeah.
Calvin Harris, I Created Disco, still one of my favorite albums that he did.
So good.
So good.
The best. I love it.
So good. Yeah. And then just like him and Skrillex are kind of the same in terms of people that really understand what they want something to sound like. And working with Calvin was like, I would send him, hey, here's this update. What do you think? Take out this, this, and this, add this, this, and this, and then let's see how it sounds. Wow. But it's like so particular that you're like, fuck yeah, okay, cool. Yeah. Like only another person that was really like that was Residente, which fucking working with him also was like, wow. Yeah. Because like dudes from Calle 13, I never thought in the fucking, I'm so white.
But you've done so much Latin music stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, did you win a Latin Grammy? Or
no, I got nominated for one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's incredible.
Fucking Maluma beat us. But his or not Maluma, it was fuck, what's his name? The song was really good. Pa Dentro was the music video that beat us. Yeah. The fucking music video was so good. So I was like, you know what? I'm fine with this beating us. But yeah, I mean, I worked with Arcangel and I mean, that was crazy too. That story is fucking nuts. What I was in the Dominican Republic. He wasn't even on, like, I didn't even know I could get to him as a person to work with. This is before Bad Bunny had even blown up as well, but I was listening to their records because they were doing a bunch of stuff together. And I was like, fuck, this would be so cool, but I just don't know. So I had worked with a couple artists, and then the day we were about to get in the studio, there was a whole blackout in the Dominican Republic. The studio, like, they just didn't know when the power was going to go back on. So we're like, hey, for right now, we're not going to go to the studio. Just chill at the hotel, and we'll let you know when the power comes back on. And then like 30 minutes later, I was with Toy Selecta, who basically A&R'd a bunch of the records on my second album. And he was like, yo, my friend who's with us is working out in the fucking hotel gym, and guess who's there? It's Arcangel. Oh my God. He asked him if we can get in the studio and if he would meet you, and he said yes. So come over to his hotel and we'll see what happens. So I'm like, okay, yeah, let's go. Go over to the hotel. I understand Spanish more so than I can speak it. Right. I'm not great. But everyone's speaking Spanish around, and I'm just like, hanging out, just like waiting to be
trying to get in this conversation, but
or just like whatever. I'm just like chilling. Don't know what's gonna happen. Don't know if we were even gonna go to the studio because he was just hanging with his friends drinking, and I was like, it's probably not what he thought he was gonna do today. But then I think like an hour and a half goes by, and he comes up to me. He's like, yo, so you like make music, blah blah blah. We start talking. He's like, yo, let's go to the studio. So we go to the studio and literally stay there till 6 a.m. and finish a song for my album. God. And so it was dope. Just like just like right place, right time. Holy shit. How the fuck did this happen?
That's amazing.
And he was the nicest dude too. And like we got this other dude, Kimiko Ultra Mega, that like randomly came to the studio that was friends with him. that he was like, yeah, I'll get on the record too. So it was just like a match made in heaven that was like, holy shit, this bad day, the silver lining was that somehow we were able to get in with him.
Right.
But
That's
yeah.
amazing. What do you do in a situation like that? Like, do you have pre-done ideas, or are you just like, let's make some stuff
I had like
up?
30-second ideas that are like better for vocalists to hear and be able to get on. And
With
so I
what,
played
like a melody and some drums, just like basic idea.
Exactly. Just super basic idea. And then I would play him. I'd probably like go through 10 of those ideas and be like, which one do you like the best? And then they'll be like, I like these two. Play those back and forth. And then they'll be like, all right, cool. No, I like this one. I have an idea for exactly what I want to do.
And then you can expand on it while they start writing the lyrics and getting the parts, and you can go with it.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
And then it was really funny. Like they kept telling me, sorry, my phone is being insane.
No, you can pause it if you
want.
No.
I just put it on Do Not Disturb.
Me too. That's
yeah. What's it called? They kept being like, yo, so right now what he's saying is like he wants to be the Ken to her Barbie. And they would like, as they were writing the lyrics, they'd be like, are you cool with that? And I'm like, dude, do whatever you want. Like, I'm just happy to be here.
You'd be like, you can be Ken to his Ken, whatever you want here, guys. Let's do this. We're here. Barbie.
Exactly. I'll do whatever you want. As long as we get a song out of this, I'm happy.
Yes. That's so cool.
But yeah, like that was really cool. I'm trying to think of what any other stuff. I mean, one of my favorite things, to go back to Brendan Urie, was after we had done, like, I think High Hopes had blown, or no, not, this is before High Hopes.
Yeah.
But he was like, I'm getting ready to do a second album, or not second album, whatever it was.
Yeah.
He's getting ready to do an album after, new album. And he's like, yo, do you want to come over? Or no, wait, this is how it happened, actually. He was on a live stream, and I saw that he was like, it was on Instagram or whatever.
Yeah.
So it was Instagram Live. So I like clicked on it. I was like, yo, Brendan, haven't seen you in a while. I miss you, but blah, blah. And he's like, oh, Dillon, what are you doing? I was like, you want to make music right now? And he's like, absolutely. Come over right now. And I was like, fuck it. I'll just do it. Let's see.
Amazing.
And I went over to his house, and he had his friend Jake Sinclair there. And he was like, yo, like, let's load up. And we made like 4 songs in 2 hours. And one of those songs, he was like, yo, we're going to work on this and we'll see what happens. And like, I didn't hear back from them for like maybe 3 months. And then they were like, hey man, the song, Hey Look My Made It's going to be on the album.
On their album. Oh my God.
I tried to finagle my name in, and they were like, well, no, it's Panic at the Disco. And I was like, no, okay, I get it. I'm happy with the
like
producer credits.
Dillon Francis.
Yeah, exactly. I tried so hard. But yeah, they were like, it was just so cool to see like what this like original EDM idea that they turned into like a full on pop record.
Yeah.
And just being able to even be a part of that. That was like, I think that was my favorite accolade ever, of being like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
I listened to this band in high school, fucking rinse their records, and now I got to be on one of like their best records.
Yeah. Full circle. It's so dope.
Yeah, exactly. Big full circle moment of like, all right, cool.
That's so cool.
I got to a good point in my career.
Yeah.
If it all ends here,
this could be a good ending.
This is a good ending.
Yeah. But I love how you're able to produce, like, you have these like almost indie dance, like, you know, slower song, maybe 100 BPM or whatever it is.
I think because of like, if you were living in LA, like Mike B was like playing fucking Rapture edits.
Totally. Exactly.
Like everything that was happening at Dim Mak Tuesday, I think like really helped inform the music I make still.
Right.
Because it came from all that indie dance music that was like, I don't know if it ever left LA, because we're in such a bubble.
Right.
So there's like certain bands, I don't want to name them because maybe they were bigger than, and just people are going to make fun of me.
Yeah.
But you know, it is crazy that like that Dim Mak Tuesdays was like such a crazy fusion of, I guess, EDM and indie music that was of the time.
Right.
And like, you know, like Valentino Khan's working with Uffy, which I was like, that's so fucking cool.
So dope.
Like bringing her back around.
I know, I've been seeing her name back around.
Yeah, which is awesome. I thought she was like so
It's funny
incredible.
to see, like, because, you know, Mike B, there's this party called Electric Feels now.
Oh, no.
And it's amazing. This guy, Jeremy.
I haven't heard of it.
Is a promoter for
I also
it.
don't go out in LA, so
Totally get it. It's so they do it at Echoplex and Avalon, and they'll just sell out, you know, full sold out tickets. And now they tour the country and they go everywhere, you know, Hawaii. And so Mike B is like kind of the main person with Jeremy and this guy Mark, and they brought me in to do some of them. So I just did like San Diego and San Francisco and San Jose, and I did the one here, and it's it's of that, it's cut from the cloth of the Banana Split and Dim Mac Tuesdays. But it's funny to do it because the people coming, I feel like, are young. Some of them are 18 and over. And so some of them are like 18-year-olds or 22-year-olds. So when this music was out, they were like 10 or 8, so I don't think, so they only know some of it. So I try to do those sets, and then some of it, they'll be going insane. And then you're like, here we go. And you drop another one, and then it's just all like, and there's and it's like at it's a concert, so it's not like a dance club. So it's like, it was like when I was opening for Blink, like they're staring at you. So if you play one thing wrong, they're all just like, we fucking hate you. Get away from us. So you have to just like you can't just be like looking in your thing like, what's next? I mean, Mike B is the king because he doesn't care about anything. He's just like, hey, nothing phases me. Like he DJs off the USB stick, but no record box. Like he just has a huge, he has no.
He just fucking adds MP3s,
no cue points, nothing. I was like, what are you doing? Like he just has a folder.
That hurts,
and he murders it.
I know
he's doing
does.
Shit I've never seen people do. Like he was taking Vampire Weekend, the A-Punk, and he like put it on like wide, like where you can do the pitch. Yeah. And he puts it down to like 1 like BPM. So it's just going, that first note is super stretched. And he put the reverb on, and he has the reverb on like super. So we're like in Avalon. It's fucking sold out, huge. And he's like, and you kind of recognize like the note of it, and he'll have it on the reverb, and he'll just keep starting it over like with the pitch up and down. And so the crowd kind of doesn't know what's happening. He's creating this like buildup of just that note. Yeah. And he's like, and then he just gets it up to the 0, somehow turns off the reverb and just starts a song. Wow. And it goes, and everyone's like, oh, and it was like, I was like, damn, son, like that's how you freak a CDJ.
That's
like
so
that
cool.
was so next level. Like I was watching him do, and he's like, hey, I don't even fucking care. Just put this folder and just figure out what I'm gonna do. And I'm like, how are you so laid back? Like nothing could
phase.
It's the
weed, man. He smokes
like
still, right?
Acid and shit doing this. Like
it's the acid, man.
Yeah, he definitely.
Everyone's
smokes
fucking
weed.
microdosing.
I mean, definitely smokes weed and could be on God knows what, just totally fine with it.
I saw him open for Teed, and he was so fucking good.
So
that blows my mind that he's just working off of like this. Yeah. I mean,
because I was like, yo,
Diplo's the same. When we did our Hard Summer set, I fucking hated my life because I was like, dude, none of these are fucking on grid.
Yeah,
like. What are you doing?
He's like, I don't even know what that is.
No, dude, I just cue it up, and then if it works, it works. But he's exactly the same way where I'm like, dude, how are you so laid back? I have like pure anxiety as I'm DJing.
I'm gonna throw up until the end.
And then I'm like, all right, that was pretty good. but for them, they're like, yeah, dude, I don't know, like whatever happens.
I know.
I wish I could be like that.
How do you live your life like that?
I don't know.
It works.
I need to find out.
Me too.
I need to go to talk to Mike B.
Yeah,
like now.
We need to tap in.
Yeah.
We need your dad to give us some alternative medicine.
I was taking this stuff called Feel Free. That kind of was like that, but then I stopped. Anyways, we can cut that out.
No. I'm looking up Feel Free.
You can look up Feel Free.
What is it?
It's kratom leaf.
Oh, I've heard of
and
that.
And then kava root. And you drink half a bottle, and it kind of just makes you feel loose. Right. Like if there's ever a social tonic, because I've tried a bunch of other ones where it's like kin and like, they make you feel relaxed, or like Athletic Brew is really good because it's like got the hops in it, so it kind of makes you feel a little bit more relaxed and less anxious.
Right.
But yeah, like the Feel Free one is one where it actually feels like it's like doing something to you.
Right.
Like
Okay.
Like a,
Yeah, I feel like nowadays people give you shrooms and then you're like, what? They're like, it's cool. You're going to microdose and feel good. And I'm like, next thing I know, like, I can't walk away from where I am because I don't want to talk to any other humans. Yeah. I can't talk to anyone around me.
I feel like you and I are the same when it comes to any other drugs.
Someone was like, you're not even going to feel this. I'm in Vegas. Next thing I know,
I want to go to my bedroom and cry.
Yeah. And I was like, I want to eat something that makes this go away.
Yeah.
Like, they haven't invented that yet. Why did they just invent the one side? Like, please, there's no go away pill. Like, it's been 4 hours. I can't talk to anyone. I'm at like Zook nightclub, like staring at the thing.
I love it also because like all the like microdosing people are like, yeah, dude, it gets rid of anxiety. But for some reason, I don't know. Yeah, why does it give me the worst as well?
I couldn't talk to anyone. Like I was like, yo, this is not getting rid of anxiety.
Yeah. I have to like do a microdose where it's like really not anything near.
And then I don't know if I feel it.
Yeah.
And there's completely pointless.
Who knows if the neurons are firing up here.
Yeah. I should just drink water.
Yeah, I just stay hydrated now.
Yeah.
I just do elements, and I just like, I'm like, yeah, dude, 60 milligrams of sodium, baby. Let's go. That'll get me hyped.
Vitamin B, D right there. But you are sober, we were talking about earlier, right?
Almost 2 years now.
Almost 2 years.
Yeah.
And
it started from like my girlfriend and I, we would go out drinking every now and then, but it would be like hangovers would just be like really bad.
Right.
And then,
well, you're 36.
yeah, exactly. No, as you like, they would just keep getting progressively worse.
Yeah.
Where you're like, okay, there's no plateau for hangovers. They just like, I don't know. Maybe I wasn't drinking enough, but the risk reward was just not
right.
I wasn't getting to the drunk point that I wanted to, but I was getting to the horrible hangover that I didn't want to get to. So it was like, okay, this sucks.
Yeah.
So after New Year's, I was like, I don't think I want to drink anymore. I think I'm just gonna see how this goes,
right.
and so one thing that happens to me when I'm DJing is if I ever drank, I would have to like keep drinking the next night just to get rid of that anxiety that is there, and like how loose you feel from having like one or two drinks.
Already you don't feel good from the night before, so you feel like it's fixing it a little bit, and then it's helping you forget and just get back in the zone.
So when I wouldn't drink and I would keep DJing, I would like get continually better and better of like, all right, I can get on I don't feel as weird getting on the mic right now. I don't feel like, you just start to feel more in your body. And I noticed that if I ever was like, well, I'm going to have one drink tonight, it would always reset that feeling back to the beginning. So I was like, all right, I'm just going to really try to keep staying sober and just not drink. And as I kept going and going, I was like, I felt less anxiety. I felt more like at home being up there.
Yeah.
And so that's where like, I was like, all right, I'm just going to keep doing this. And then a year went by and I was like, okay, this is cool.
Amazing.
I'm just going to keep doing it. I feel great every day when I wake up.
Yeah.
So that's how it's like stayed that way. And then now I'm like, if you would ask me this when I was 21, if I would ever like not be drinking, I'd be like, fuck no, I'm going to drink forever.
Yeah.
Now, if you ask me if I'm ever going to drink, no, I don't ever imagine drinking. Like I really don't imagine.
And you don't miss just like
it.
going to a social thing and be like, hey, I'll have a drink. Or you can have a different drink. I mean, it doesn't matter.
No, yeah, I love drinking tea. Like having a good green tea or a mint tea.
Yeah.
But I noticed that like just having the action of having something to sip on is really, it's kind of like what you know how people say for like cigarettes, they just love the action of this.
Yes.
I think it's the same thing for drinking.
Yeah.
If you have a replacement drink there,
it's
like
and then it almost relaxes
you feel
the
more
people you're
normal.
talking to. Because if they're drinking and you're drinking nothing and you're just like, I'm talking to you, they're like, yeah, can I get you something? You know, and you're like,
cocaine.
Yeah. Strictly Coke.
Up the ass.
Yeah. Just bong.
No, I know. And then I think another thing that's made me stop drinking as well is when you're sober, wow. Just the things that I've seen drunk people do
They're so
now,
annoying.
You're like, yo, I was that person.
Right.
I was that annoying piece of shit that was asking a question 5 times, but thought I only asked it once.
Yeah.
Don't want to be that.
Yeah. And when you're DJing, you think you're way better than you are.
Yeah, for sure.
Like I've seen people just playing the same song over and over.
Oh yeah.
Like doing stupid shit.
I will say I've done some of the funniest, stupidest shit that I do look back and I'm like, that was really funny.
Right. Because you just lose all inhibition.
There was my favorite thing ever. So Taco from Odd Future was with me and we both fucking love Buy You a Drink. His dad also loves EDM. His dad, Howard. Shout out Howard. He like has been to so many of my shows.
Wow.
And so Taco came to Hard Summer with me and I was DJing. I was playing TJR's song, Everybody Make It Bounce.
Yes.
And I looked over and I just saw Travis's face and I was so fucking wasted that I was like, I'm going to play Buy You a Drink for my boy right now. And I literally just fucking reverb echoed it out. Nothing happened. And then all of a sudden you hear, bing, 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 ding, bing, bing, bing. And I just got on the mic and you can hear how drunk I am. I'm just like, y'all just got T-Pain, motherfuckers. And it worked.
I'm sure.
A lot of people got angry, but it worked. And it was really funny. And it was one moment where I like look back and you don't regret it. Cause you know, like there's some of those things where when you're DJing drunk and you're like, oh, that was really stupid.
That was sloppy.
But yeah, this one was one where I'm like, I'm really
amazing.
still proud of that one.
They're playing that shit on the radio again now.
Dude, I love that record so much. And T-Pain, nicest dude I've ever met in
Really?
all of dance music.
He seems like it. He's hilarious on Twitch.
So funny. He's so fucking nice. His whole group of people that he hangs out with is nice. His wife, incredible. Like, dude, he came up 2 times in Vegas as well when I was DJing, and we rocked like a 40-minute T-Pain set. And he's always like, dude, I don't want to take up your time. I'm like, you're a fucking
T-Pain.
living legend right here. Yeah. I will play 2 hours straight of just your music if you wanted.
Right.
He's just like that humble and nice. Like, you don't meet that many people that are just like that. Just what a good dude.
It seems like it. I mean, when you watch him on Twitch, he's definitely himself.
Yeah.
You know?
He's so, like, I will say this just forever. That dude is a national treasure.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
Well, I don't want to keep you too long. I know you got to go soon, right?
Yeah, I do. I got to go to Vegas.
And be a cockroach with
I'd be a
Pippa.
cockroach at the win.
If you had Dillon franchise, you wouldn't have to go anywhere. So just keep this in mind. It
might happen one day.
All right. Well, let's definitely let the people know about some of your promotional things.
My album comes out December 1st. Go listen to it.
And like I was telling you earlier, I listened to it twice, and I think I mentioned it, but so damn good.
Thank
like
you.
I am a fan of yours, so a little biased, but so dope. Like so many different kinds of sounds on there, different collaborations. It starts out insanely hard.
Yes.
I think we talked about it in the beginning. I don't know if we'll be able to edit that part in. So just to kind of go over it again, like you had made that first song you said for Space Jam or something.
Yeah.
And like this first song you guys will hear when the album comes out is so hard, but it's super dope too. Like it's just like funky. Like I played it multiple times in my car, and then when the drop hits, it's dope. But the rapping and all
dude,
of it is
IDK is fucking awesome.
so good.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then just all of it, it's just like
when you listen to it now, you'll understand where he's talking about Kobe in it.
Right. I did hear that, and I didn't know why.
So I think it's just a good vocal, but it was very much a Space Jam. Like, all right, let's make it towards basketball as well.
Okay. But then you said that they only use 3 seconds.
They use 3 seconds of the drop.
So you guys got to use
and I think you can like barely hear it because there's all like so many other things happening, like probably like orchestral booms and like
oh my God.
Yeah. 3 seconds.
That's hilarious.
Like not even enough time where I could be like, yo, that's my song.
Right. You like try to show your parents and you're like, sorry guys.
Yeah. No one can hear it.
I swear it's in there.
It's in there. I promise.
Yeah.
Oh
my God. Well, yeah,
so
the album is really dope.
Thank you.
The videos you've been putting out. I mean, the Billy Zane one. What the hell?
Yes,
that's like unreal.
It was so awesome. He during COVID, he like opened one of the. I did this thing called ID Gaffos Weekend where it was like 2 days of just like a bunch of artists playing music.
Yeah.
And he opened one of them where he was painting and playing vinyl, and so we've just stayed in touch with him and then we pitched this idea and he was like, fuck yeah, I'm down. And dude, he hired the person that taught him the interpretive dance. So like he was fully invested in it as well.
He just was making it up.
No,
it was pretty like elaborate. So I'm like, no, someone made this up.
Yeah. Dude, and he was like, what a nice guy. It starts
out, you have no idea that's going to happen.
Yeah.
You know, unless you've seen a clip from it. But
yeah,
that was pretty incredible.
Thank you.
And it goes with the song great.
I appreciate it.
And even though I think it's like what you said before, like, you're yourself and all this stuff, but I think you're making people feel a certain way and you're making them laugh and feel happy. And I think that's more memorable sometimes than just some promotional thing. And even with that video, you're making them feel something by watching him do that with the sounds of your music. And as ridiculous as it sounds, but it's true. Like that's why it sticks out and they want to show it to other people and they feel good. And
exactly.
So yeah, that's really cool. And then I know you've come out with a bunch of other singles with some great people. We could go over them if you want. They're all different like genres. Like the Alesso one, is like,
that one's like what is I
don't know. I was gonna say deep house, but it's not. It's like just
like a techie like sort of like house tech record
or something.
Yeah, I don't know how to really explain it.
Definitely not
progressive.
Definitely not.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm horrible at naming genre. It's a house record. We'll just put it as the most generic version of it. It's a house record. Wherever you want to place that in your house subgenre list, go for it.
Right. The Millennium one is dope.
Yeah, thank you.
Hilarious.
That one took
video.
I
don't know who choreographed you in the video. But
oh, me.
You're just going like this.
I wanted it to look as if there was like a daughter had gone to his dad and be like, Dad, I have a song I made and I want to shoot a music video. And the dad's like, well, we can shoot it at my car washes, but I have to be in the video. That's what I wanted the vibe of that to look like.
And you wrote that in the caption of the YouTube, right?
Yeah.
Which I thought was
just
hilarious.
to really help everyone understand.
I went to look
that.
and I'm like, wait, what the hell? I read that. I was like, that's hilarious.
Yes.
But yeah, that one's incredible. And like, I mean, the whole album, what is it, like 14 songs?
I think 14, yeah.
So I went through it. It was just like really good, really high quality. So I'm so excited for people to hear it. And I know that in conjunction with it coming out, you're doing the LA takeover, which is the 3 days.
3 days.
And
DJ
one of
Hansel,
them is Hansel.
Moombahton Massive.
Okay.
Or not, well, Dave not as the
so
Moombahton
Hansel
Massive.
is at the Roxy.
Hansel's at the Roxy.
Moombahton Massive's at the Mayan.
At the Mayan. And then just Dillon Francis and friends at the Shrine.
Just Dillon Francis and friends.
Yeah. Just Dillon Francis and some friends.
At the Shrine. And that's December 2nd.
That's December, I believe December 2nd. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Dope. I definitely want to come if I can.
Yes, of course you can.
I'm supposed to DJ. Well, we'll see. I don't want to jinx it, but I don't know. I'll tell you after. I shouldn't say it on here. But something for like someone that sells gold bars or something.
Sorry,
I don't know
guys. We're going to Dubai.
It's private. I'm gonna hope it's over early, and I'll be at his show after. That's my goal.
All right, perfect.
Yeah. So that's it. People asked questions from the internet, but you know what? Screw you guys. Sorry about that.
Sorry, guys.
You're not getting.
I don't have any social media. Any idea of what I'm doing. I just post random stuff.
He just does it. But wait, one question is somebody wrote Jen Rosero. Do you know her?
Yes.
And she wrote, did you work with Jen Rosero at Bolt House Productions?
Yes.
And I just kind of wanted to ask that because I figured, she would have written that for a reason.
I used to work with Jen. My friend Eamon and I used to run the door at fucking Foxtail.
Yes.
Like she let us run the door at Foxtail.
I used to DJ there, and AM too. AM had his night. I would be up in that top area.
By the way, bringing back Banana Split. I forgot the name of it because it was called LAX, or the club was LAX, right?
Yeah, LAX.
It's always the most confusing name for a club.
Right.
But damn, dude, Banana Split, when he brought Bloody Beetroots and Crookers and just all the people that he brought in, like
that was the most legendary. Like we
rest
were
in
so
peace.
lucky
AM was the
to
fucking
be there, right?
Great dude. The stuff that he did in LA for bringing dance music in, like I feel like he was one of those dudes that was just like, I mean, I still remember his fucking night and day and night mix that he did, which was Crookers into Michael Jackson. And it's like, I remember trying to do that on my own.
Working day and night.
Yes.
And then
dude,
day and night.
My mix, I'm like, how the fuck did this guy do it where it actually sounded good?
I know. No. He was a straight up magician. And so ahead of his time. Because I remember going and DJing at Tao, like in the beginning, and they were like, someone that was doing the bookings at the time was like, don't play any of that LA electro bullshit here. And I'm like, all right, like what the hell, you know? But and now that's the sound of everything, you know. But
he was doing it in such a tasteful way where it was like, not saying you weren't, but it was crazy to watch
the king
him.
Of it. Yeah, him and Aoki were really bringing it in there, and they were so different, you know.
Yeah,
he would incorporate the scratches, and
I would even try to do it but before, like, because I was DJing before I had just going by my name, but I remember trying to play nights where I would be like, all right, I'm going to try to do not what AM was doing because that was just not my capability, but to play records where it would be like, I'm going to try to play an electro record and then I'm going to try to play a pop record. And it's just so much harder than you think it is to be able to mix those things seamlessly and not have the people on the dance floor be like, what the fuck is this song?
And he'd be stressed. I remember going with him to Avalon. It was like my 30th birthday, I think. And I remember he did the Avalon, like the late night, crazy, super real house night where like people would wait 10 minutes for a hi-hat to come in and they would cheer, you know, and it was and he was like, what the fuck am I gonna do? And he like was playing like Motown acapellas over it and they were like not feeling it, you know, and he was like, what do I do? And then he just somehow figured it out, you know, fixed it. But it was
incredible.
Such a crazy time. We were lucky to hear him, and this was so much fun, dude. I'm so glad you got to come in. I don't even think I asked any of the questions I wrote down, but I had the best time of my life, so it's all good. And I will see you. I can't wait for the album to come out. I'll see you at the shows, and thank you for
text me anytime.
I will. I'll text you some sort of I'll text you in the day. What did we call the daytime? The
sun time. The sun time.
The sun time.
Yeah, and the sun time when I come out.
I hit you in the sun time, and
not in the night, not in the moonlight time.
Yeah, I know you don't go in the moonlight anymore. So, all right, Dillon Francis. Yo, that was incredible. Thank you, Dillon Francis, for taking the time. We all know you're so busy. But that was great. Oh my God. Glad we got to catch up. I wish I could have talked for more. We got to do a part 2 one day, but that was amazing. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you, Beatsourcers. You know, the 20 podcast is available everywhere. You can watch us on YouTube. You could listen to us on Apple, Spotify, anywhere you get podcasts. Thank you guys for tuning in. Hit me online at DJ Spider, DJSPIDER on Instagram and other places. The 20 podcast is produced by Beatsource. Join us next week for more interviews as we discuss music that matters to DJs. I'm DJ Spider signing off. Peace.